Well, coffee is a big passion of yours, though. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I have ordered the stovetop espresso maker, so I'm gonna.
Yeah. Well, you've talked in the past about possibly, having your own coffee shop.
Oh, I've for 100 years I've wanted to have a coffee shop. Again, there's no way in hell with what we're doing.
Right.
It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You just don't leave.
You got 2 kids.
Yeah.
You let them rent the
pull them out of school.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're my daughter's a huge coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Now she likes stuff in her coffee. She drinks the black with me but she also likes those fluffy drinks, those for
so macchiatos and stuff like that, or
yeah, anything that's not the colored red, green, rainbow bullshit. It's
like the frozen stuff. Or?
Yeah, not that stuff. But maybe the coffee stuff with caramel in it or sweet stuff, but not the that stuff looks like a unicorn vomited into a
right.
It's like, what the hell is that?
Starbucks actually had a drink called unicorn something recently, one of those stupid
unicorn semen.
Unicorn.
It was something goofy like
what was it called? I don't know. But if you have Devlin's Coffee Shop, whatever you want to call it, you're going to serve Americanos and macchiatos and lattes and stuff like that, but no frozen stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with that. I mean,
iced coffee, maybe.
I like iced coffee.
Cold brew, maybe. Okay.
I do. The problem with iced coffee is you can drink it so quickly and so much of it that you will,
Yeah, I screwed myself because of that when I was I used to work in a coffee shop in New York, and I got hooked on iced coffee while I was there, and I screwed myself up so bad I had to go cold turkey off coffee for weeks because I couldn't sleep. Coffee. I couldn't sleep. My digestive system was turned inside out because I was drinking so much of it. Yeah,
it really is.
Careful.
It's one of those things that becomes as satisfying as water, because you're the best iced coffee I ever had in my life was Brothers Coffee on Montrose when they were open for a short time. And Brothers Coffee sold to all the big chains all over this. I know it was national. It might even have been a global thing. But they had a storefront which was the first Brothers Coffee on Montrose in the late 90s. That's the reason for my addiction. I always liked it. My mother would always drink black coffee, no sugar, just black coffee. And it was instant. This is back in Ireland. So I would drink out of that. I would take a sip out of that. I always liked it. But I was truly addicted when Brothers hit the scene, because it was a great social spot. Not drinking, it was a great spot to go and get a coffee, sit outside, write, meet people, talk to the locals and whatnot, and a great crew. And yeah, so that was the beginning of the end for me.
Yeah, I wish I had this video still. It was with my dad. My dad is the one who got me drinking coffee when I was 16, 17 years old, and we were on a road trip in a hotel in El Paso, and there was a coffee machine. There was one of those places with a kitchenette, Embassy Suites, and he had bought me this video camera that summer. This was like the summer of 1985 or something like that. So I had this huge
with the camera. VHS tape in it? Or?
Well, yeah, it had a separate thing for VHS.
It
was a little VCR he bought me that you could take the tape part of it. There was a component thing, so there was a receiver and the tape, so the deck slung over your shoulder, and then this huge, like almost broadcast size. I still have the camera, actually.
Nice.
It's just huge. But we took that on a road trip, and he had me set it up with the tripod. It was probably this tripod too, actually. That might be the tripod he bought me. They don't make them like this anymore, by the way. It's incredibly sturdy. We set it up in the hotel room. We're sitting on the couch making, drinking our coffee, and so that's when I decided how, or I tried it with I tried it black. I tried it with cream, and I tried it with cream and sugar. I decided that right away I didn't like it with sugar. And for a long time I did take it with cream or milk, but it was at some point, I think in my early 20s, I just decided it was easier to just not have to worry about the cream part of it.
Yeah. Good coffee doesn't need.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I still don't mind it. I may have it occasionally, like cappuccino, maybe, that type of thing.
I do. Yeah. With a meal, I remember back in the day, Ruggles on Westheimer, they used to do. I used to go there a lot, and I think they went belly up, but they had the best cappuccino I'd have, because it was a lot less milk, a lot less foam, and really good desserts and really good. So after a nice steak and a good dessert, I like the cappuccino there. But again, it's I'll always take espresso over.
Yeah. 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 I would imagine, like, if you had your own shop, it would be like the one that we found in
Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque, yeah.
If you go to Albuquerque,
what was the name of the place? I'm forgetting now. Oh, Espresso Fino.
Yeah. Espresso Fino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sent my dad. My dad's there right now.
Okay.
I was actually a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but I sent him to. So we're going through. We're going out to Vegas, and we hit Albuquerque. We stop in. We find this place called Espresso Fino. One guy. Yeah. And he's back behind that big wall of coffee and stuff. So we go in there, and it's seen from an old Western. You go in there and he eyes us up, and we look, and I go, "You got any coffee?" And he goes, "Does a sack of flour make a big biscuit?" All right, I'm gonna like this guy. So we go in and I go, "Hey, I need a really big coffee. The biggest one you have. Actually, dump those flowers out of that vase, put some coffee in it, and put some espresso in it." He said, "Try the coffee first." He said, "I don't want to, I brew it pretty strong." And I looked at him, I said, "We're going to get along just fine." Ended up putting espresso in it anyway, but not because, so there's a place we used to go to, I can't remember the name of that corporate place that we used to go to all the time, because it was the only place that we could get good coffee, reliable coffee.
Yeah, for a while that was true. Yeah.
So, but then it just started getting pissier and weaker and just crappier. I mean, and it was noticeable, by the quarter or by the, whatever. Yep. So, we ended up having to put shots in it and more shots in it. And and it's not like when I used to do heroin this morning. You need more and you need more and you need more, and you never get back to that. That wasn't the case. I drink the same coffee for years now, and I don't have to I don't have to doctor it, and I've the complaint that I get mostly with the coffee that I make is it's too strong, and I don't care.
It's not true, folks.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I do mess with the blends too. I'll get different, So anyway, I digress. So we moved to we talked about this in the show as well. We moved to the local shops when we're touring. We co-pilot usually. Hey, there's a place up here. It's got this, and okay. Do they have drip coffee? That's a must for me. I have to have drip coffee with espresso in it. If it's the Americanos, to me, are way too much water. So again, not important.
I will say really quickly about that is because Americanos used to be my thing at the place that shall not be named currently.
Yeah, I mean, I can't understand how you have an inch of espresso and then 5 inches of water.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I used to not like the taste. The reason why I didn't like the taste.
We're not judging you, Chad.
No, but
just calm down. Okay?
I'm just saying when you started doing the black eyes, which is by the way, not a red eye. Black eye is coffee with 2 shots. You'll hear people call it red eye. It's not a red eye, right?
Well, we call it a red eye here. Yeah. You're going to have 2 black eyes.
But there was I vividly remember that when you first turned me on to that, because you said you had the black eye with 2 shots, and you said I was sitting there with my grande Americano. I was perfectly happy. You said, you need to try this one. I'm like, what? Fine. And I was immediately hooked on it. And that crap gets expensive.
Well, it is because you're dealing with you're dealing with corporate America, which is but I mean they have to get every penny out of you. They have to get every so your 25-cent cup of coffee is now $6.
Yeah.
What cost with products and everything? Okay, let's call it 50 cents. Let's just go for the rent and the AC and the Wi-Fi and all this. All right, so let's say you're paying 50 cents. You're now paying $6 for a cup of coffee, and then it doesn't taste that good. And I remember going back in, and I remember the one in Huntsville. We went back in, and I said, are there shots in here? And she goes, oh yeah, there's definitely shots in there. I can't taste it. And she goes, no charge. I'm going to put some in. Well, thank you. Put them in again. Still couldn't taste it.
Same.
I'm not kidding you. So now you're drinking, you're 18, 20 ounces of coffee with, 4-6 shots in it and nothing. Change.
Yeah.
So that's shit.
Yeah.
So you know that you're dealing. Anyway. So I'm completely, now all I want to do is just make coffee.
Yeah.
I'm just dying for coffee.
That's the worst when we stop someplace and whoever takes the first sip, the other, we're looking at each other, huh?
Yeah.
Good. We want to see the eyebrows go up, and most of the time I hate to say it, it's like,
yeah, but so back to Espresso Fino in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And the most joyous thing is having a good cup of coffee. There's just nothing better than a good cup of coffee. But you put a little espresso in it, you're just getting better. All you're doing is improving your life. Go for it, But that wasn't the end of the story. The end of the story is the coffee is magnificent. But right down the road, there's a little Hispanic lady who makes these green chili breakfast burritos. And I don't know if I've ever had something that big in my mouth with such I'm just delete no the best tasting breakfast burrito ever had. And I went back inside. I said, kid, you're all right, you're gonna go places. Give me 4 more. Give me, and there's only a limited number because she makes them in the mornings and they're fresh and they're and I remember getting a couple for the road because we're going to Vegas. We still had hundreds of hours left on the road, and those things tasted as good cold down the road, later on that day as it just phenomenal.
Wasn't he trying to limit how many of those we bought too? Because he didn't want it to disappear for the other customers.
I didn't notice it. I was too busy. Go.
Anyway, yeah, that guy is so cool.
And also our friends up in Longview at Silver Grizzly, they do a great
Silver Grizzly. Yes,
they do. I was only prompted by the sticker on your laptop.
Yeah, it's on my Mac.
But we have somebody had said this a while back, and really now's the time to do. We should put together a coffee table book of coffee stops that we've made. Mm-hmm. I mean, because you're a coffee.
I've only been drinking coffee like the last 10 or 12 years or so. I kind of came into it late.
Yeah.
So, kid,
you're really young.
Jesus. Yeah. So I kind of came into it late, so I'm still learning. But for me, coffee is almost like coffee is almost to me like cigars. Like I can't, like my palate is not there to tell. I mean, I can tell when it's weak and when it's gross.
Yeah.
Like if you go like to like a Marriott
Denny's
Courtyard or whatever, and stay overnight, and then they have breakfast the next day. Breakfast, and you go get a cup of coffee. It's like, ooh,
you can see.
I can tell that. I can tell that. Yeah,
you get the same tap water, and
I can tell that yours is strong. To me, it's strong. The one I make at home is I think more of a medium kind of a as far as boldness goes. But I'm still learning, but I do like the cold brew over here at Cavo, right?
Catalina.
I'm sorry, Catalina. And then down Midtown where I used to live, there's Retrospect.
Yes.
I like their cold brew a lot. Cavo, which is the one that's next to School of Rock, it's expensive. I'm sorry. Am I right?
Yeah, they're right around the corner for me, and I was really excited when they opened.
I like the shop. I like the people that work there, but
it's like twice as expensive.
I bought a cookie and a coffee, and it was $10. I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Whoa. But the cookie was the size of your steering wheel.
Cookie was no, it was just normal size. It was fine. It was Nutella. Who cares? But
anyway, again, look at the rent down there.
Well, the rent is ridiculous. I get that. But the only other coffee store I have was when we went up to Nebraska and we stopped at that burger place where there's millions and millions, billions sold, and you went in, Patrick, and you ordered like 4 espressos or 5 espresso, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was fill that coffee cup up with just a straight
and
espresso.
And it was like, they charge you like, they weren't sure what to do, so they charged like just like $2 or something like that. And you're like, this is like $17 worth of coffee.
So I got the 12-ounce cup full of espresso, and they had the most fun. We had the most fun trying to explain to them that we didn't want anything in it. But you can have caramel or chocolate sprinkles or anything you want. And I said, no, it's just espresso. Cream? And we had so it was a 12-ounce thing full of espresso, and I mean, and it was very, very good. I mean, it was just weird, very good on its own. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where we were when this happened. I think it was one of the first times we went did the Ireland tour. That you and I were in a coffee shop somewhere, and you asked for the 2 shots, and it might have been in one of those insomnia places, but the barista was like concerned for you, like, are you sure? Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah,
that sounds dangerous. They just hadn't heard of that before there.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow, we got a whole hour out of
coffee.
Out of coffee, yeah.
Just about.
I can't believe we haven't talked about that on the show before.
About what?
Oh, coffee at that length. I know it's.
Oh, and you also not to add any more time to this thing, but you mentioned there's a coffee shop in Marathon that you really enjoyed, right?
Yes. Oh, it's in the hotel.
The Gage?
The what?
The Gage Hotel in Marathon, the big one? No. The other hotel.
Yeah, smaller one.
I don't know when that is.
Marathon what?
Marathon, Texas, out west Texas.
It's in between Alpine and Big Bend, kind of on the way.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Just east of Alpine.
And they were trained, the baristas and I'll have to look it up. The baristas in the coffee shop in Marathon were trained in Houston. So when we got talking, and again, this is why you stop at the local. This is why you always shop local. Just end to end, top to bottom, side to side, round and round. Shop local. I'll tell you why. Because when you start meeting these people and talking to these people and get off your fucking phone and look at people in the eye and just just the connections, the immediate, just, and there's often there's the people behind the counter that don't want to have anything to do, don't like their job again, understand it. But the commonality that just explodes when you touch on where he's coming from, where you going, and you hit on Houston or you hit on and it was funny because I want to say that they too. I lived in Florida for a time, and it was a husband and wife team, and the wife was had been in Florida for a while too. Just all these connections made, but the Houston connection was the big.
Not the V6 coffee bar? No.
That sounds.
I'm just looking.
Yeah, it was in the hotel. I appreciate the. But yeah,
sorry to interrupt.
Wonderful. No, that's. I'm just racking my head trying to. But that's why you shop local, because you're gonna meet the real people. You're not gonna be churned in and out. It's not a line of and then also the airport. If you see the big line of people, they're just going there because they know how to rattle off their order, and they know that they're going to get their name spelled wrong, and they know that they're going to spend 3 times 10 times what it's worth, and so they're happy to be in that line. Versus if you can find it, it's big airport, you'll find the local coffee shop in there. With the pewter jugs of coffee on the thing made, and just real people.
Yeah.